Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you're doing okay. I'm going to read through the full article here. There's a link in the description. Going to start off with a quick overview for those that would just like to have the rough breakdown. So we'll start with the headline. More than a decade after an unthinkable crime, the father has been found guilty of burning his 11-month-old son alive. So it is an absolutely tragic case which happened in 2001. Here's the scumbag, Lucas Dingman, and here's the victim, Bradley Dingman, 11 months old. He's the father, and he has been found guilty of second-degree murder in the death of Bradley Dingman. Essentially, there was a fire in the apartment that they were staying in, and at first, this scumbag tried to blame the fire on a toddler, I believe the girlfriend's child, a toddler, a 2-year-old toddler that was staying with them. This guy, this scumbag, apparently didn't like this 2-year-old toddler staying with them, so he decided to set fire. We'll read through this to make sure I get everything right. I'm going by memory a little bit, but he set fire to Bradley Dingman's crib or bed. He set fire at various places, and it burned. Young Bradley, I believe, he was taken out of the fire, but he was suffering 80% burns over his body, and he died in transit to the hospital. We'll read through it to make sure I've got that exactly correct. But by memory, that's what happened. 80% burns across the young boy's body, an 11-month-old. He blames it on the fucking toddler. Sick. C-U-N-T. So poor Bradley died. And finally, again, this happened in May 20th, 2011. Finally, this guy has been found guilty of second-degree murder in the death of Bradley Dingman. And he now faces sentencing of between 15 years to life. Now, I'll just comment on that. 15 years? What the hell's that? Why would 15 years be a factor in this? Why would 15 years be a possibility? Life, sure. I mean, why less than life? He took a life, give him life. If you don't have the death penalty. So I'm going to read through the full details at this point. If you do like this type of topic, if you see value rather in this type of topic, if you half like the style that I have, how I've approached the topic, please do show me some support, like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit. So I'll now read through the article in full, and for those that are going to leave at this point, I'll thank you for your time. But for those that want to stick around, we'll read through the article right now. On Friday, April the 1st, 2022, a San Bernardino County jury found Lucas Dingman, this scumbag, 37 years of age, of Apple Valley. He was found guilty of second-degree murder in the death of his little angel, his 11-month-old boy, Bradley Dingman. What kind of psycho would want to kill an 11-month-old boy, your own son, and in such a horrific way? On May the 20th, 2011, Apple Valley Fire Department was dispatched to the apartment that this scumbag, Lucas Dingman, his girlfriend, and their 11-month-old son lived in. Also staying with them temporarily that night was another adult female and her 2-year-old son. Apparently, the scumbag took issue with the 2-year-old boy. A neighbor observed smoke coming out of the second bedroom, which unbeknownst to them was the baby's nursery. The neighbor then low-crawled upstairs into the baby's room and, seeing the fire was originating from inside the crib, proceeded to discharge the extinguisher to suppress the flames. The infant's mother at that point ran in, grabbed the baby, and jumped in another neighbor's car and drove them to the hospital. So I'm going to interject at this point. I absolutely fully applaud the heroic efforts of the neighbor. The neighbor crept into the apartment, into the baby's room, and did what they could to suppress the flames. I'll also applaud the baby's mother, who ran in and grabbed the baby and did what she could to take young Bradley to the hospital. Regrettably, the infant arrived at St. Mary's Hospital in critical condition, with 80% of his body covered in third-degree burns. Medical staff airlifted him first to Arrowhead Regional Medical Center and then transferred him to Providence St. Joseph's for further treatment. St. Joseph's Hospital staff decided to airlift him to a burn unit in San Francisco, but unfortunately the infant went into cardiac arrest mid-flight and did not survive. When interviewed about the circumstances surrounding the fire that led to his son's death, this evil scumbag displayed little emotion and attempted to say that the 2-year-old staying with them must have started it. If I was ever in a room with this guy. However, arson and police investigators found that given the age, level of dexterity of the 2-year-old, and the fact there were several points of attempted ignition by a lighter on the crib sheet, the toddler could not have started it. There were several points of attempted ignition. So, I mean, I believe that what that's telling us is this scumbag had a lighter, and he was trying to set fire to his baby's crib, you know, and I used to smoke. I don't anymore, thank goodness, but, you know, you strike the lighter, you don't always get a flame. So seemingly he tried to light this crib multiple times before it did take a light. What a fucking evil scumbag. You know, nothing was stopping him. You know, no part of his brain is been given these opportunities to back away from the murder of his son. But no, he goes forward with it. While most crib bedding is fire resistant, the smoldering flames ignited a knit blanket that was inside the crib with the baby. In addition to the scumbag making very little attempt at saving the life of his son, it is alleged he started the fire in order to blame the toddler, whom he disliked living with. So he partly killed, seemingly, if I'm understanding this correctly, part of the motivation for him murdering his baby boy was because he wanted to blame the toddler with a heinous crime. I mean, what is wrong with people? I mean, it's just hard to fathom that there are people or scumbags or pieces of shit like that out there. After almost 11 years, with the help of San Bernardino County Sheriff's Homicide Division and the Sheriff's Bomb and Arson Detail, our San Bernardino County District Attorney's Office prosecutors were able to find justice for baby Bradley Dingman when a jury convicted the scumbag Lucas Dingman of second-degree murder, which has a sentencing exposure of 15 years to life. It's not enough. 15 years is not enough. You better not give him 15 years. If you give him 15 years, I'm coming down there. Bradley Dingman would have been 12 years old in June 2022. This scumbag, Lucas Dingman, is scheduled to be sentenced May the 6th, 2022 at Victorville Superior Court, Department V2. Can this be petitioned? Is there the opportunity to petition sentencing? I don't know. I'm going to look into that. I mean, the judge needs to be informed that the public reaction is such that 15 years will not be tolerated. It ought to be life and nothing less than life. If it is 15 years or close to 15 years, I would say there ought to be riots. That's my response. There ought to be riots. Hang on, let me backtrack there. I am in no way encouraging riots, so I should not say ought to. I misspoke. it would be understandable if there were riots. I mean, we've seen, and sorry for getting political at this point, I wasn't intending on getting political, but Black Lives Matter, BLM, they rioted over the death, I mean, some of you are going to hate what I'm about to say, but over the death of a drug dealer. He was a drug dealer. There's video of him, George Floyd, dropping drugs whilst he's being arrested. I mean, could be fake video, but I don't think it is. In any case, that sparked multiple riots across America. The death of a man who was a career criminal, a man who, I believe, allegedly, I mean, this is basically factual, but I have to say allegedly and things like this to protect myself. But I believe, could be wrong, I'm not, but I could be, that he pointed a gun at the belly of a pregnant woman. And in America, across multiple cities, tens of thousands of people, perhaps hundreds of thousands of people, rioted, caused all kinds of destruction. In this case, an 11-month-old boy was burnt alive. You know, he was killed. He was purposefully set on fire at the hands of his scumbag, evil, psychotic father. I really, really hope that this scumbag gets way more than 15 years. I would personally be extremely unhappy if he was to get a light sentence. I'm going to wrap things up here. I know I've gone on a rant. Hopefully I don't get into trouble for it. If you do like this type of content, please do like, comment, subscribe. If you'd like to comment as well, you know, express your views. The comments section is there for you to express your views, so please do. I'll thank you for your time. Take care, guys, of yourself and your family. Do install some fire alarms. I'm not being facetious. There are fires that happen purposefully and otherwise. So look after yourselves, look after your family, and I'll thank you for your time.